Good morning, guys. Today we're talking about another little pelagic species. We say little, they're actually quite one of the bigger ones. Talking about the Wahoo, the Who, whatever you want to call it. Acanthosibium salandri. Now, the Wahoo is one of the most targeted species, one of the most highly regarded species. Everyone wants to catch a nice big Wahoo. They are very easily confused with Kuta. So now you get that group of three. You got Kuta, you got Snook, and you have Wahoo. We will be looking at doing a video identifying the main differences between them. But the difference between your Wahoo and your Kuta is something that's often confused. Your Wahoo's got a much sharper mouth. It's almost got a beak to it. Now, not a beak like a parrot, which is hooked. You're talking about a very sharp mouth comes to the thing. The jaw can actually open a lot wider like that. Versus the Kuta, it's a beefier fish. So your Wahoo is a lot more slender, cigar shaped, and they've got bars that run down them all the way along. Whereas the Kuta has got more squiggly lines to it. The Wahoo's got more definitive bars. Overall bluish fish, white belly. Very muscular fish. It's a tube of absolutely pure muscle, very little digestive tract to it, so most of it is just muscle. Bit of a lunate tail to it. They are built for speed. They are extremely fast. If you've ever hooked one, your drag would probably never have screamed that fast unless it was being spooled here. In terms of sizing, you're talking about a fish gets to about 9 years old. The maximum length I think recorded is about 2 meters, although it is rumored to get bigger than that. Like most fish, is always, I caught this one that was that big, but they are rumored to get to about 2.5. So 2 meters, and the record was 84 kilos, which is quite a big Wahoo. We normally get them here a lot smaller. They are a nomadic species, so they don't stay in one spot, they move around a lot. So finding them is often the key. Your main target areas here, Aliwal Shoals on the KZN coast is going to be the real hotspot for them. They do move up north and south of that though, and they actually, guys have done some genetic analysis, so looked at different samples from all over the world, and it's actually shown that the Wahoo from all over the globe have got some form of genetic connectivity to them, so they're actually linked. So it's like one big family, which is very interesting. So it shows that stocks that we affect will affect the stocks somewhere else, if that makes sense, if they're moving around. But yeah, in terms of targeting, you're going to find them close to the surface. They have been recorded down to depths of 340 meters. Now if you think about that, that's flippin' far down. But mainly you're going to find them in the surface zone, above the thermocline, and much like the sailfish, you're going to be finding them in areas of change, where there's a current cutting off another current, where there are two bodies of water, whether they're differentiated by temperature or density or color, anything like that, on that change. And the reason behind that is you get bait fish that will move along, and as soon as they get to that border, it's almost like an invisible wall, it traps them, so they'll get caught along that wall, and they'll sit along there. So it makes it very easy for the Wahoo to come along, or any game fish to come along and just pick them off. In terms of what they're eating, you're really looking, the juveniles are going to be eating mainly smaller fish, stuff around flotsam, so anything floating, they're going to be taking those off. They will eat squid, they will eat your swimming crustaceans, your swimming prawns. But yeah, the main diet of the big boys is going to be fish. They absolutely love live bonnie. If you can catch a little live bonnie, put her out, troll it behind you, you're almost guaranteed to get a take from a Wahoo. Now this is in a Wahoo hotspot, so if you can do that off Aliwal, A for away. And in terms of your actual targeting, your tackle that you're going to be using, your normal Kuta tackle is going to be fine for the small guys. When you step it up to the bigger fish, when you're looking at 20 kilos plus, you really need to step up your tackle. Sharks love Wahoo, unfortunately, like most of our game fish, so you need to get them in a bit quicker. But also, a big Wahoo is a lot stronger than a big Kuta. That's my opinion. I know there'll be a few guys who will argue with that. He takes off a lot quicker, so you need something with a very smooth drag. My opinion, a rod around sort of the 18 kilo bracket. My ideal setup would be either the BG50 or the Saltiga, the new Saltiga HA, which is phenomenal. And you pair that onto the Poseidon Offshore Kingfish. That's the combo I would go for, because it's got a lot of backbone, still a bit of play, so if he does take off closer, you're not going to tear a hook out or anything. But it's got plenty of backbone that you can actually pull him out like that. You're allowed 10 per person per day, but that's inclusive of your entire catch. So when it says that, say you're allowed 10 of that, 10 mackerel, it's not 10 total. You're allowed 10 fish total. So you can't go catch 10 tuna, 10 wahoo, 10 anything else. It's 10 fish total. So if you've caught 3 other fish already, you're only allowed to keep 7. Not that you should ever be keeping 7 wahoo. They're very beautiful species. Feel free to keep one. They're very fast growing, so it is something that can sustain the pressure. But yeah, I'd rather release them. They're much prettier swimming away. And then that's for the recreational guys. Your commercial guys are unlimited on wahoo. There is no limit, so yeah, we won't go into that. I'll get angry. But they are, as we said, pelagic fish. They're very fast growing. They are nomadic, so they move around a lot. And it's a very nice word to put on TV. They got a very high fecundity, which is their ability to breed. Just to make it as simple as possible. But yeah, so they breed prolifically. They produce a lot of eggs. So it is a species that is characterized as being underexploited here in South Africa. So it is something that can take a little bit more pressure. So if you're wanting to target bottom fish to keep for the pan, rather look at targeting something pelagic like a wahoo. They can sustain the pressure a lot better. You're going to be able to actually catch them, keep them, and not affect the population as badly. So yeah, the wahoo, Acanthosibium salandri, very beautiful fish. Very nice to catch. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement, fast fish. You can target them on stick baits, you can target them on poppers, you can target them, like we mentioned, live bait being the best method, and the guys do get them on fly as well, which would be a real goal of mine. But yeah, the wahoo, beautiful fish, fun to catch. Cheers.